Welcome everyone tonight. Sorry for the little bit of a late start here, but just made it back home from work in time. Coming at you tonight from the Autodromo Jose Carlos Paz. Famous for some of the battles Senna had here. Hulkenberg managed to get a pole here in F1 years ago, so should be pretty interesting. Let's hop in here. Let's see. Some of the details for tonight. The guys are running with one fast repair. This is fixed iRacing setups. I believe medium downforce for the most part. 50% fuel and a drive-through after 25x, then each 10x afterwards. That might have been changed to 17. I need to check with Carl and be sure. I think the 25 is just for the 2-hour event. Looking here, trying to see. Looks like we still have Kelly Porter on track. Let me find that TV1 there. And that Amsoil Ferrari. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going to have to do this because I can't hear myself think. You know what? I think I just had my volume up too loud. There we go. Oh, sorry, people. I'm going to bring that to right there. Okay. Probably want to pump it up. There we go. All right. Kelly is the only one on track now. Here we got about 3 minutes till qualifying ends. Looks like provisional pole here is James Pierce with a 124.588, and Parks de la Cruz keeping it oh so close. Only 2 thousandths of a second off. Doesn't get much closer to that, at least not with the decimal points that iRacing gives us here. Thaddeus Marshall will be in third here tonight. Looks like we only have a field of maybe 3 LMPs. No, hold on. Looks like Tyler Bramble, Powell Casca, and Lee Porter. No, Lee Porter isn't a GT3. Showing Dominic Ford also was in here, but not setting a time. So not 100% sure what's going on with that. I'm guessing Powell may have just had a long track. Does show that he did 2 laps here. We're getting down here. So. Yep. Okay. So it looks like we got a few people straggling in here tonight. I need to copy the video URL and then post it into our thing here. All right. And speaking of language, there you go. We'll do that one right there. We'll do something else a little bit later. But all right, everything looks like it's going pretty well. Not showing any drop frames, and yep, with 45 seconds left, I believe. Kelly just getting in a little bit of extra practice time here, it looks like. But since he's the only one on track, he's the one that gets the air time. And just how that works, boys. So, looking like Mason Smith having pole in GT3 with a 133.405. Kelly manages to run a little wide there, but that's going to be the end of his laps. All right, and there's the finish. Yep. Get a little bit of time forwarding here. Alright, let me see. It will let me pull the grid up here. I'll have to ditch this one and give some of it scales a little better. James Pierce with your pole and LMP2 with a 124.5. Parks de la Cruz at 0.02 of a second back. Thaddeus Marshall there. Powell Casca in fourth. Tyler Bramble in fifth. All right, and then let's swap over to. We will go. No. Mason Smith taking pole with a 133.4 in GT3. Tim Ponzi in second. Nick Nickerson in third. Christopher Hamilton in fourth. Dave Telford in fifth. Kelly Porter in sixth. Tim Thompson in seventh. John Crane in eighth. Dominic Ford in ninth. Lee Porter in 10th. And James Molyneux in 11th. I am not seeing those last three being here out on track. We will jump back in here with our first couple guys here. Everything here. We'll pull our track map up here. There we go. And Dela Cruz here. As you can see, all of these guys running the white and blue 212. You can see Parks there with Kirby on his rear fender. I believe that's a new addition to his car specifically. And then if you look at the back of Bramble's there, he had Sad Toast on the back of his. You'll see it as they come around this corner here before they launch up towards the finish line. As you can see Sad Toast over there on that left-hand fender. As we have James Pierce here as they come up here to the line. See.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag, they are off. And here we go. Into one. Looks like James will lead the way. And that will be... Okay, SDK is doing something weird over here on my side. It's saying the GT3s are actually ahead of the LMPs. So that's a little weird. And... yeah. Something is messed up with my SDK. Alright, so I'm getting constantly having to search for people. I'm hoping it fixes itself here after about a lap. As we are coming up here, let's see. Checking in with Barry, let's see. And the GT3 is going to go with Ponzi, and the LMP2 is going to go with Pierce. Always solid choices. As we will go back through the field here, as Parks de la Cruz has been passed by Thaddeus Marshall. So, good job, Thad. Must be getting used to that LMP2. But you got Kirby on your tail. As Hamilton would say, Parks is getting the big suck off of Thad there. And you see just breezes past into turn one. Over on the brakes a little bit. A little bit of a crossover move out of Thad there. Good driving. Let's see if we can find Mason Smith here. Leading our GT3 field with Ponzi not far off the back of him. Christopher Hamilton up a spot into third there. He got around Nick Nickerson. And then you have Kelly Porter managed to get around Dave Telford. Going back a little bit, you got Tim Thompson and John Crane here. And I'm getting some sort of weird round robin effect out of this. Checking into the timing tower right now, see if we have... Yeah, I'm not quite sure everybody what's going on with my end of SDK here. Just having to kind of check these guys, but you can see Thaddeus Marshall is still here in second. as we will go and Bramble, not letting them just run away from him tonight. So looks like Bramble has found a little bit of pace here tonight. You can see the kind of the gap that he has here. One more thing I forgot to. There we go. Got all my cameras here. So we can watch these guys now that I have the correct cameras. Coming in through turn 4 here. We will catch them coming up the hill here to turn 6. Through turn 8 here. Got them through 9. As I come up to turn 10 here. Got them through 10 and into 11. Coming down the hill, getting ready to launch out of turn 12. Going way back up the hill here. So turn 15 should be... Yep, up here before the pit lane. As you see, these guys will cut through the pit lane and make that a little bit shorter. As we go into the start-finish line there. One. Down through the Synapses. Alright. Go through back some of our TV cameras here. Just always like to see what the proper camera sets have. As we will... Oh! Going an accident here for Thaddeus Marshall. See what happened? Looks like he was side by side with Parks de la Cruz. Manages to into the wall. Yard sale, as Dylan McDonald might say, it's a spaceship. So some issues with some of the stuff here. See if I can fix it. That's because I am not in the broadcast room. There we go. But here we go, just for Dylan.
Emotional damage.
Alright, and we will go back along. Check in with John Crane in the Audi. Looks like he's the only one in the Audi tonight. We have a whole field here of Porsches. Dave Tilford even in the Porsche here. We'll go the Ferrari of last season for the Porsche. Kelly Pointer still in the Ferrari. Christopher Hamilton running this safety car paint job that messed with us at Sebring. I know when the rain dropped, having him in that at Sebring, we caught a few people trying to pace behind him, thinking it was actually the safety car. So, congrats on Parks de la Cruz for that paint job. We have Nick Nickerson back here in another Porsche. Ponzi and that number 46 machine. And Mason tonight running the Ferrari, looking like he's finally got a little bit of a gap here out on Ponzi. Looking here. Looks like Mason's got a few tenths. Showing that there may have been a little bit of an issue with Bramble here. Coming down a long straight into turn 1. What happened? Loses the back end. Not too bad. Shouldn't have flat spotted the tires too much. Well, iRacing, we really wish they would fix the flat spotting of tires. So, as we will go back through here, check in with Thaddeus Marshall. So, he is currently being scored in 13th position. So, overall, so he will have to get back past quite a few GT3s here. Should be rather shortly. Get back into the race. Yep. Showing that as I believe a full lap down. Yes. I'm just trying to do things I'm not telling you to do. These three here, Ponzi, Hamilton, Nickerson, even Kelly Pointer and Dave Tilford just dropping off the back of them. But still, you know, right there ready to capitalize if something goes wrong. And these three will push each other to the limit. If they work with each other correctly, maybe they can draft and try to make up a little bit of time here on Mason. We'll do a little early love to hear it bit here. It looks like we got everybody kind of running through some car reviews here. You kind of see from these shots here how close Chris and Ponzi are. Just kind of, you know, if Chris is back here maybe trying to save a little fuel, you never quite know. As these guys will come on down here into turn one and then through the Senna S's. So it was, I believe. Going in another accident here for Bramble. Is it going to be a repeat of the last one? Yep, just about 10 feet late. So, making progress, holding it a little longer. Good job there, Tyler. So we'll check in here with Parks Vela Cruz coming through the field. He has the 221 of Powell Casca, not too far behind. And we will need to go back live. You can see it's the 238 with James Pierce coming through the GT3 field. In between that battle for Chris and Ponzi. Have to see who's going to be the winner, who's going to be the loser on time out of that one. As Chris is within a half a second, so he will have a little bit of draft as you see that time starts coming down. The Porsche does not draft as well as I wish it would. We saw last season in the GT3s. I had a draft off a Ferrari. I was in the Porsche, and a Mercedes AMG managed to just freight train me and the Ferrari around the outside. So, not sure if they've BOP'd the power on that Merc back just a little bit. But it doesn't look like we had any takers here tonight for the Mercedes. As we see Parks Vela Cruz here coming through the field now. Gonna hang it around the outside of Ponzi here. Not the best spot to get around the GT3, but all in all, he won't lose too much time. As we can see how much further up the road Mason Smith is. Check back here to Dave Tilk. That Porsche with the comic book wording is looking quite nice here in the sun. So, I don't believe, let's see. The humidity is 89%. Track temp is back to Carl's normal. We are over 100 degrees here. So this should be, these guys, the last time we ran here was at night. So tire wear definitely going to be a little bit of a thing here. A 10-mile-an-hour wind, which is not too bad. But that might be, let's see, I'm not sure the track's orientation, so that may be causing some of Bramble's issues there into turn one. If it is possibly blowing across the spoiler and not straight down through it. Check in here with John Crane in that Soul Audi in the field, keeping his nose clean. Not showing any off tracks so far for John. I take that back. He's got one, it looks like. Check in here and Tim Thompson, that Speed Monkeys Porsche. Doing a good job as well, keeping his nose clean. Check back with Thaddeus Marshall, trying to make his way through the GT3 field here soon. There we go. That's about right. Sure, the volume level, I believe, for the cars. All right, as we look here, who else do we have? Dave. Kelly Warner in the 75 AMSOIL Porsche with that coming up on the back door here. Then decides to wait a little bit. He'll catch him coming up the hill here. To the inside with the extra downforce. As now he will hunt down Nick Nickerson and Christopher Hamilton. And you can see they're not that much further ahead. And it looks like Nick may have tried to make a little bit of a look there on Chris. And you can just barely see is that going to send it down to the inside here. Oh, that's going to give Chris a little bit of a run on the inside there of Ponzi. They'll have some draft. Is he going to make a move coming here up into the turn? But that has put him 2/10 off the back bumper of Tim. As we've seen in previous weeks, Tim does not seem to either look in the rear view mirror or just not feel the pressure that it looks like Chris is just trying to pile onto him right now. See if Chris tries to make a move or if he'll just, you know, try to sit as close as he can until the run up the back straight here. See if he can't launch a move into one maybe. They go in. Chris kind of looking a little, decides better of it. Decides he's going to just sit back here. So we are 14 laps in. We're 20 minutes down. So these laps are going by fairly quickly here tonight. So I'm thinking we have not seen any of the LMP2s coming into the pits yet. So if they can make it to 22 minutes and 30 seconds, at that point, technically they should be able to make it to the end of the race. So it's going to be very close to see if they can one stop tonight. We have seen a lot of two-stop strategies coming out of these LMP2s with that small tank size. Alright. Let's see here. I told the guys that I'm in 212 that I might pull them in, but they needed to be more than 2 seconds apart. And I believe it does appear that we will pull Park Stella Cruz into the booth here real quick for you. Ask him how his gas mileage is going. Where is he? Parks, this is John in the booth.
Hi, John.
So how are you doing on fuel? Are you going to make it to the halfway mark, or?
Everyone is boxing this lap. No tires as usual, because you lose too much time doing that. So yeah, I'm on the in lap here.
Well, that should be interesting to see if you can make it to the end without having to do a splash and dash.
Everyone's doing a splash and dash, unfortunately. Yeah.
You might be able to save just enough. Well, all right. Well, we'll let you get your pit stuff done and catch up with you later.
Thank you very much.
That was Park Stella Cruz just checking in to see how they were looking on the pits, but it looks like they are all coming in here. As you can see, oh, looks like James is taking some amount of tires. Let me find my pit lane cam here. There we go. He's got that rear tire rolling, ready to be set down. Mark's taking no tires, James taking some. That's going to close their gap up a little bit. But we will have to see if, you know, will tires help James, or can Parks make something happen while James is on the cold tires? As that gap is currently... Oh, Powell Casca did not pit. He went around for another lap. So we will have to see when he comes out if that is going to be just enough, if Powell was managing to lift and coast enough to make it. Because that does now put him over the halfway mark. So he might be very close, depending on whether or not James gets enough laps in to do that one extra at the end, or if it's going to be slightly cut short for him. As watching this, we will see where he comes out, and we will check in here with this three-way battle that is still ongoing. You got Chris, you got Tim, you got Nick. All season we have seen these three in some order right on top of each other. Yeah. You've got three Porsche guys here that are just running nose to tail. Oh, it keeps moving on me. So Powell Kasky coming out. How far behind Parks De La Cruz will he be? Looks like Powell will be almost 12 to 13 seconds. So looking at our pit times here, James took 42 seconds, Parks took 39, and Powell took 42 in the pits. So looks like either James and Powell both took some amount of tires, it appears. So we now have Bramble in the pits. Bramble managing to make it past that point as well. So here at the end, now Bramble is 38 seconds off of your leader, James Pierce, but he is only, so from Bramble to Racing is just completely broken as far as SDK goes at the moment. So we're trying to read there in between times. So 41 seconds to James, 38-ish to Parks. As you see James putting in some fast laps with that 124 right there on those fresh tires. And Mason Smith here still leading in GT3, has yet to pit. These guys can likely make it well past the 30-minute mark, so they are in no danger of having to make a third stop. Go over here to Nickerson, starting to fall off the back a little bit of this Ponzi and Hamilton train, but also Kelly Pointer. You can see back here about 4.8 seconds behind Ponzi. Hide our weather here. Box still a little small. Here. Yeah, sorry guys. Why it has Nickerson below Pointer is beyond me. So we're just gonna have to get off of that and let's see. Battle for first in class. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Mason Smith, well, you get that same information just right over there, but we can show it to you based off each driver here. John Crane down in 8th position here in GT3, running himself a fairly clean race. We have not had any other incidents that I can tell. So everybody kind of keeping it clean. You get this battle, that battle, and then the 238. Who did he just get past here? Looking at the sector times. Last lap was Parks De La Cruz putting in, you know, only lost 6/10 last lap there. You see it's a Couple tenths in each sector. As you can see, Parks De La Cruz getting around Tim Thompson.
Sorry about that, Park.
Yep. We should have that disabled, sorry. Luckily nobody said anything too inappropriate. You know, here at Core, having the live mics can be a little dangerous from time to time. Gonna be this lap, yep. Ponzi is into the pits. Nickerson follows. Woo! Have to wonder if Nick might have gotten a little penalty there. He was on the back of Ponzi. Pull up our pit lane cam. See Ponzi taking tires, Nickerson not. So we'll have to see if Nick jumps out here first. No. Ponzi must have just taken 2. So he took a couple tires and some fuel. So we will see if that winds up making a difference here tonight. So we will pull back to the current cameras. Ooh, that's not bad. So, if Nickerson and Ponzi work together on the draft up the hill, they might be able to make a few tenths off Hamilton, who has been just kind of left alone here. As we see Christopher Hamilton into the pits now. Mason Smith has yet to pit. John Crane is in the pits. Let's see if Chris takes any tires. It's taken at least 2. Kelly also taking a couple tires. Let's see here. 12.98, a little quicker than Nickerson and them. We will see where he comes out here up pit lane. As it appears, as they come down. How's the speed going to do? Chris manages to pull the overcut off on Ponzi and get ahead. That has promoted Christopher Hamilton up to 3rd. Looks like the no tires for Nickerson may be hindering him a little bit. It seems to be that he has dropped off the back of this 2-car pack here. That Parks De La Cruz coming through. So be careful, Chris. As we are going on to lap number 22, 31 minutes down, of 45 to go. Now that has Mason Smith coming out of the pits here. Mason with 12.0 seconds in the pit, so maybe he managed to save some fuel out front while running that quicker pace. See Kelly Porter back there. Dave Tilford, where have you gotten off to? Tilford has taken his stop. He was down to the 11-second range, so a little quicker out of David there. Looks like he made 2 seconds up on pit lane time on Kelly Pointer. Tom Thompson managed to make it in the pits. He was also on the 12s. Check back there, and you can see how far back Nick is from. Pull up our little battle box here. So 2.6 seconds off of Ponzi, 3 seconds off of Chris. We'll keep an eye on that and see if he can close that gap a little bit more. As remember to keep an eye on Powell Casca. Now only a little over 10 seconds off of Parks Dela Cruz, so Parks has to pit. Powell may very well make a big win there. James, yeah, because the shortest pit lane time I'm seeing so far for these guys was 32 seconds. Even if you only have to take a gallon or two, that's not going to drop much below 20 something. So if Powell can stay within 20 seconds of James, he might be able to pull an upset win off here. Coming into turn one. It's not Tokyo Drift, Thad. This isn't dirt. Try to keep her straight. Alright. So we will keep an eye on Thad. See how James is doing here up in the lead. Overall, going to be going around Tim Thompson here, using the power and downforce of that LMP2 to make quick and easy work of that GT3. As we go back here and see Hamilton here. See if he's managed to, well, he's keeping that gap to Ponzi right around a second. Now I have to wonder if James and Parks have both realized they're going to need to try to change their plan and see if maybe they can save enough to not have to pit. The last lap, Powell is running a 27.4, Parks running a 26.6, and James running a 26.4. So both Parks and James about 2 seconds off their previous fast lap. If I can tell why Tilford was back in the pits here. I'm wondering if someone got a speeding in the pits penalty. Maybe a little 15-seconder. Let's see. That had to be a penalty. I'm not showing a thing here, so we'll look back at him. And Dave Tilford is currently too far behind the 11 of John Crane. So David definitely going to be looking to try to get a couple spots back here. Thaddeus Marshall looking to get around Nick Nickerson here. Gonna send it in and let that LMP eat on the way up the hill. He will open up the door a little bit. So we have a few minutes left. We're gonna go back to a little love to hear it. That way y'all can enjoy these wonderful sounds tonight. Hey, we're back. Just over 3 minutes left here. Checking in, looks like Thaddeus Marshall has done his 2 pits. He should be good to go to the end after that first little incident. Checking in with Tyler Bramble getting around Dave Tilford there. Your GT3 leader here, Mason Smith. And second, you have Christopher Hamilton, and then Tim Fonzie is right there on his back door. But the real question is, be your leader here, James Pierce, followed by that much distance to Parks de la Cruz. Looks like about 9 seconds. But then back here you have Powell Casca. Now, Powell managed to make it just past the halfway point, managed to pit there on lap 16 versus 15 for both James and Parks, which will that be enough to make it to the end? We will pull Powell in here and ask him real quick. Powell, this is John in the booth. You get a copy?
Yep, copy.
You gonna make it to the end?
Oh, I am. It looks like Parks and James are struggling. They're saving. That extra lap actually helped out a lot.
I was looking at it, and judging by the pit lane times, if they take a couple gallons, you need to stay within about 20 seconds.
Yeah,
To be
I don't
guaranteed.
know if they will. They're fuel saving, so we will see.
Well, good luck, and hopefully you'll make it, because if they have to stop, that might be your nice little win for you there.
Yep.
Well, good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end.
Yep. All right.
All right, that was Paul Casca just pulling him in. So yes, he is in fact going to manage to make it to the end. So we have Parks and we have James Pierce here. It's going to depend. Now James, being the leader, can slow down a little bit and not take the flag to get one more lap, or he could be forced to take another lap if he's not quite paying attention. We can see that gap that Parks had over Powell of around 11 seconds has shrunk down to 9, and it is closing down to 9.5. So as we come up to the end of this, it's going to be close. You see the 39 of Bramble there in 4th. Yeah, just wanted to make sure. For a second, I thought the mic was still muted. But going through here, checking in with Ponzi and Chris. They are still right here, 0.3 of a second from Ponzi to Hamilton. So Tim has managed to close that gap that Chris managed to create during the pit phase. All in pit lane time. Actually, no. 0.2 of a second quicker through pit lane was Chris over Tim, but I believe it was the in lap and the out lap that managed to let him come out ahead of Ponzi. Ponzi taking a low, going side by side, but Chris will have the inside for the next one. We are over the 45-minute limit there, and it should be finishing up here soon. We will go to James Pierce. So this should be his final lap. Is he going to make it? Is he going to run out of fuel? It's all uphill. So you got to get to where the pit lane entry is under decent power, or you will not be able to coast. So at this point, I believe even if he ran out, he should be able to coast all the way. As your leader, yep, James Pierce will take the checkered flag. Parks de la Cruz will also manage to take the checkered flag. But Powell Casca manages to come into 3rd here, as we will check in with, where is he? He disappeared, Christopher Hamilton and Tim Ponzi here, as they are on track. The 64. Okay. They are coming up through these turns here, so they had to do an extra lap. But the GT3 should have plenty of fuel. So Ponzi able to get within 2.5 to 0.3 through this section here with all these twisty bits, as they are coming in through the last major corner all the way running up to the hill. Will Ponzi be close enough? Can he get a draft? Can he make a move on Chris till the end? Is it going to work out for him? There's 0.4. There's 0.3. not quite close enough to make the lunge. Hamilton will secure second over Ponzi in third. Alright, so let's look at our results, because that is everyone finished here. In your LMP2s, you have James Pierce taking the win, Parks Dela Cruz in second, Howell Casca in third, Tyler Bramble in fourth, and Thaddeus Marshall in fifth. And then we're going to go over to our GT3 field here. Mason Smith taking home the win tonight, Christopher Hamilton in second, 7 seconds back, Ponzi right on his tail in third, then you have Nickerson, then you have Pointer, Dave Tilford in sixth, Tim Thompson in seventh, John Crane in eighth, and then Dominic Ford and Lee Porter did not actually make the race here tonight. So pull some of these guys in here. To this, go into quarter time here and let's pull. There we go. Tim, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
So looks like it looked like maybe just the in lap and out lap. Chris managed to just squeak by you there during the pit phase.
Yeah, well, he kind of he got me into one. Nick almost went with him, but was able to fend him off, and yeah, I just I don't know. I thought I had decent pace, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, the pace shown by Mason ever since he's hopped in that Ferrari the past 2 weeks has been a little crazy, it seems.
Yeah, I think I might want to try to beat him in the Merc next week.
Let's see. So next week we're going to, is it, where is
Sebring,
next week? Sebring, yeah. Yeah, the Merc, beating Mason in the Merc would be a thing. If you beat Chris in the Merc, you might be a little upset
next week. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I ran out of time to check the points. How is that looking out right now?
I was 7 points up on Mason, and Chris kind of threw a wrench into that, finishing second. I was hoping to get him, but hey, it is what it is, man. He had good pace, and I was trying to chase him down. He had a good move into one. So
I know you're quite quick at Sebring, so hopefully it will turn out good for you. But definitely, with a 2-hour race, plenty of stuff to go on. You have to come up with some fuel strategy and everything else.
Yeah, is it a double points weekend? I can't remember.
It is double points.
Cool. And I know I got a couple drop races. I missed 1 week, so that's not helping my points either. So.
Well, I'm sure David will have them up here shortly.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, anyone you give a shout out to on that 46 machine before we let you go?
I just appreciate you guys for broadcasting, man. I appreciate you making it. I know you were running late today, and thanks for making it. And the wife, family, all the good stuff, man.
Ooh, excuse me. Well, yeah, like I said, when y'all putting on good racing like this, it makes it easy. But congratulations, and hopefully we'll catch you next week.
All right, excellent, man.
All right, that was Tim Ponzi here, and then let's pull in our second place, Christopher Hamilton. Come on. There you go, Discord. All right. Chris, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So, managed to make the pit strategy work. I guess the in-lap, out-lap, you got just enough on Ponzi there to pop out ahead.
Yeah, that's why they called me the bridesmaid.
Yeah, it looked like nobody had anything for Mason tonight. That Ferrari maybe just a little too quick.
Yeah, something clicked with Mason the past couple of weeks. Is like I think he was
He's been in the Ferrari.
He's jumping cars. He was in different ones. He tried the Porsche, and then he hopped into the Ferrari, and then he's just been destroying us by half a second a lap. It is insane. I don't know how he's been doing it, but hats off to him. He showed us all up tonight.
So will we see the safety car coming back for Sebring, or do you feel like maybe returning to the Merc, or see if there's something in the Ferrari for you?
Well, I did win both in one in the Ferrari and one in the Porsche, but I will not be at Sebring, unfortunately. I will be working,
Oh, that's
so
right.
no more Core GT this season for me. I think I did do a valiant effort and play spoiler. But yeah, man, I think after all the winter meetings and getting this, I think it's been one of the best G and closest GT seasons that we've seen, and it's gonna come down to the wire with a double points night next week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the closest other one we had was back when Carl and Mark and Mason and Nick ran, and those four were just like nose to tail the entire race.
Yeah, that's kind of how some of us are. And Mason was on another level. I'm curious to see what he might say later on. But yeah, this season has been fun. Hopefully, the finales go well next week.
Well, anybody want to give a shout out to on that safety car before we let you go?
Huge shout out to Parks de la Cruz who did the safety car paint. This thing was a hilarious thing that we said on Miata Night. Next thing we know, it's became a thing. So thank you to him for the paint. It's on publicly on Trading Paints if you want to use it. Also to the other competitors that are out there, this series would not be the series that it is without the competitors. It turned into one night that I kind of dreaded doing to one that I absolutely enjoy now. It's been fantastic, and thank you for the broadcast.
Well, not a problem, and congratulations. Hopefully, we will catch you next season for season 7.
We'll see. We'll see. Got to work those things out, but definitely considering it.
All right. Well, again, congratulations, and like I said, we'll catch you.
All right. See ya.
All right, that was Christopher Hamilton. We'll pull our race winner, Mason Smith. Come on, get to the right screen. There we go. Pull Mason here. Mason, this is John in the booth. You got a copy.
Yes, I do.
So, talking with Chris, it looks like maybe that Ferrari and you have gotten along a lot better than the Porsche and some of the other cars we've seen you in this season. Yeah.
It definitely has. It definitely 100%, 1000% has. And I wouldn't be surprised if it got BOP'd or actually that's for the special vet, but still, maybe like after next season, I won't be surprised if it gets BOP'd because, in my opinion, I think the car is really good right now and up there along with, some of the Porsche and yeah.
Oh, say, do you think it's more of? I know last season it seemed that it drank fuel, but it looked like you went an extra lap on everybody on the fuel. So, have they gotten that under control as well?
I think so. Although I do think that Porsche, I don't know if Porsche burns fuel. I'm not an expert on how they calculate fuel on these cars, but I think I think overall they did a really good job with the fuel management. And I just think that maybe like the fastest car burns the most fuel. So with being like the Porsche being such a fast car, I think it just burns the most fuel. Like where the Merc is slow in it. And it
Oh yeah, the Merc has always burned a ton, but it's got that big an AV8 to just guzzle it down.
yeah, you see. Mm.
Well, anybody you want to give a shout out to on that car before we let you go?
I will give a shout out to you in the broadcast to the guys who participate in the Core GT and to my family as always. Thanks for watching.
Well, congratulations, and look forward to catching you next week at Sebring.
See you next week.
See ya. All right, that was Mason Smith. Let's pull in our GT, or sorry, not GT, LMP2 third place. Where is he? It's Powell Casca. Powell, you got to get copy on us.
Hello.
Hey. So, looks like they both managed to make it. Did James slow down to not have to do one extra lap?
Yeah, I think it was my fault that they made it. If I didn't say anything, then they probably would have pit.
Oh,
So
are they sitting there watching the broadcast while they're racing, or?
No, no. This was like when they had 3 liters left to fuel, so they had to slow down quite a bit.
Well,
Or left.
unfortunately, it looks like you weren't able to make it. But hey, getting a podium tonight, you know, that'll open you up to being able to run with us in Premiere if you want to do. I believe it's 358 mods at Limaland this week. Much of a dirt guy or not at all?
I am, but I don't have the time to do another night for car or for any kind of league in general. So it's tough.
Yeah, it's just one of
I
those things. Balancing family and everything else is never a easy thing.
I'm technically doing 2 jobs, so.
Oof, I do one and that's enough. So, well, all right. Well, anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 221 machine before we let you go?
Shout out to everyone at 212 Racing, and shout out to you and Carl for putting on this broadcast. It's very fun to rewatch all of these broadcasts.
Well, that's not a problem. When y'all put in some good racing and make it interesting, it's a whole lot easier.
Yeah, definitely.
So, congratulations, and hopefully we'll catch you next week at Sebring.
Hopefully.
That was second place Powell Casca, and let's pull in third place Powell Casca. We're gonna pull second place Parks Dela Cruz in here. Parks, this is John in the booth. You got a copy.
Hi, John.
So I thought you said you weren't gonna make it.
Well, yeah, that's what James and I thought, but one person went 1 lap longer on the first stint, which is Polakowska, and so forced James and I's hand to lift and lift like 500, which is a little bit silly.
Yeah, it looked
But
like you were about 2 seconds off pace.
yeah. So it was, what was it, 20, yeah, 2 or 3 seconds off the pace. Looks like I wasn't even driving out there. When you look on the onboard, it is kind of funny. But yeah, we managed to just barely save enough fuel in the last 10 minutes of the race.
Yeah. I mean, it made it a little interesting to watch. I saw your qualifying time. They're only 0.02 of a second off James. So was that just a
Yeah.
good lap for you, or because it looked like James kind of just walked away?
Uh, yeah, no, I fucked up. Oops, messed up. Messed up in qualifying. Lost like 2/10 in sector 1, sector 2 again. But luckily that was enough for like P2. But yeah, like as for the past many weeks, my race pace is a little bit disappointing. Didn't help that I had Thad right in front of me because he got the green flag pretty well. But yeah, even after the net code with Thad, I did look and there was a really bad net code. But even after the net code with Thad, just didn't have the pace to catch up again because we were doing the same lap times.
Yeah, that it's one of those things in Interlagos. If you can stay within that draft window, it's you can be a half a second off pace and just get drugged right back to them every lap. But if something happens, you're kind of out of luck.
Yeah. Also, the draft here in the LMP2 is just terrible. You get like maybe a kilometer speed difference behind someone, even when you're right behind them. Didn't really help us out. And then also, dirty air is really terrible. Um, but yeah, tried my best out there, but I just couldn't manage.
Well, all right. Well, so heading to Sebring next week. I mean, at least everybody should have plenty of practice in. Seeing we got the 24-hour,
Well,
the 12-hour Sebring coming up in a couple weeks' time.
yeah, next weekend actually.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, so you'll run 2 hours on Thursday night and then turn around because I imagine like every time you're gonna run the Friday night one, or y'all
Oh,
gonna run Saturday?
actually, all of us, yeah, we're all doing the Saturday morning. So yeah,
Okay.
so 2 hours in an LMP2. I got to shake off that muscle memory and jump into a GTP pretty much.
They're pretty much the same. The GTP's just got a little more power.
Pretty much the same. Yeah, just a little slight. I mean, just a little bit different on throttle. You know, it's the only difference.
But I can tell you one thing between Core and the official. I've got a feeling you're going to find rain in one of those two.
Yeah, and it looks like the one is gonna be on Saturday, as far as I can tell. Unfortunately.
Yeah, the Jimmy and I are dropping to the LMP2 just because I'll feel sorry for you driving around in the rain in a GTP.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. We found a setup just from VRS, and it was actually very very fun in the rain. So I look forward to it, but I don't look forward to if any LMP2s are in a split getting passed by them.
Well, yeah, it is quite a lot bit easier. So congratulations on second, and hopefully we'll catch you next week at Sebring.
Of course, thank you very much.
All right, and let's pull James Pierce, our LMP winner here. Where is he? Right here. James, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
Hello.
So, looks like Powell managed to force both yours and Parks' hand into saving a boatload of fuel right there at the end.
Yeah, that wasn't smart. Could have won that race if you didn't tell us that.
You know, I mean, y'all are all friends over there at 212, but I imagine he probably opened his mouth thinking, it's too late. I can let them regret it and screw up the rest of the race.
It's never too late. You can find a way to save fuel.
I'll say Parks was pretty confident that there was no way anybody was going to make it work on one stop. So, congratulations, because I mean, at least Powell had been doing it all race, so he had one extra lap that y'all didn't have.
Yeah, we definitely. I was backing it up about 500 meters before every corner, so we were on the limit of probably what was feasible in lap time too.
So where did you actually run out?
I never found out. I pulled off. I was like, FIA needs some fuel samples, so we'll pull off here.
Well, congratulations. You looking forward to Sebring next week?
Yeah, I'm sort of. I mean, I enjoy racing the track, but still kind of outside chance for the championship. So we'll just kind of go in there looking to have some fun. So
I mean, double points, so it's always a possibility.
Parks would have to finish third, and I'd have to have a 0x and win. So it's a long shot, but it's still there. But at the same time, though, I'm just looking forward to racing the
There's
track.
2 hours for a GT3 to take him out.
True, but it hasn't happened all season, so maybe it's time. I hate saying that, but it's time. Maybe we have one of these GT3s not be perfect.
I mean, with rain being a possibility, you never quite know.
Oh, I'm praying on rain. Please, please, Carl.
Oh, I mean, LMP2's in the rain, no problem.
Oh yeah, but you catch that braking zone one a little wrong, and you've got a 1x. You catch it a little wrong in next turn, 1x. So it stacks up. So
this is true. Well, again, congratulations. See. Anybody you want to give a shout out to on that 238 machine?
Core 212 and the you guys in the broadcast booth, as always. You guys do a great job and put on a good show for all of us. So we're happy to always show up and put on a good show, and happy to be part of the product.
Well, like I said, Powell gets the credit tonight for making y'all work for it for once.
Definitely was making us do something different. I'll give it that.
All right. Well, congratulations. I hope we'll catch you next week.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right. So that was first place, James Pierce. We're pull back up the results here for LMP2 real quick. James Pierce taking the win. Parks De La Cruz in second. Powell Casca in third. Tyler Bramble in fourth. And Thaddeus Marshall finishing in fifth. Swap over to our GT3s here. Mason Smith taking the win. Christopher Hamilton, the bridesmaid, in second. Tim Ponzi in third. Nick Nickerson in fourth. Kelly Pointer in fifth. Dave Tilford in sixth. Tim Thompson in seventh. John Crane in eighth. Dominique Ford in ninth. And Lee Porter in 10th, although those last two did not manage to make it out on track. As you see, they were 30 laps down. But from everyone here at Core, y'all have a wonderful night. And let's see, our next one for our league will be Sunday premiere, the 358 mods at Limaland. So I know some of these guys are looking forward to doing that one. But from everyone here at Core, y'all have a great night, and we will catch you next time.